Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Lehi High School tonight, where we welcome in this non-league matchup between the visiting Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Lehi Pioneers, as Maple Mountain comes off of a victory on Friday night, seen right here on the Spanish Fork Community Network, where they had a one-point thrilling victory over the visiting Mountain View Bruins. They take the road tonight, and what's coming down to the final few games of the non-league schedule for Maple Mountain. We welcome in my partner in the booth tonight, Jerry Huffman. I'm Ryan Pickens. And Jerry, I mean, you talk about the final three games as you approach league. There's some things probably Maple Mountain wants to work out in these final couple of games.
I think so, especially persevering to the end, keeping that lead through the fourth quarter. Maple Mountain's had a lot of close games that they just let the other team back in. So hopefully they can finish it tonight. This Lehi team is 6-0, and Maple Mountain is 5-0. So exciting.
A battle of undefeated teams, and a battle tonight that we're going to keep an eye on, Jerry, is going to be a battle of 20-point scores. Cade Paulson has had an electric year so far for Maple Mountain. Maybe relatively quiet Friday night against Mountain View, but on the other side, it's been Tanner Nygren, the junior guard for Lehi, having an explosive season.
Yep. I mean, he is an electrifying player to watch. He can drop threes, drive, and even dish like he did Friday.
And so we get ready here for the opening tip-off. The starters have been announced. Maple Mountain will go with their typical starting lineup: Jaron Hall, Jake Dixon, Sam Cromanhook, along with Cade Paulson and Bryson Anderson. Getting ready to tip, it's going to be Cromanhook for Maple Mountain. Jumping will be Parker Jackson for Lehi, and the tip is underway and controlled immediately by Cade Paulson, who's going to take it to the hoop and miss. Rebound goes and it's cleared by Chase Berry. And here comes Lehi. Here's Nygren in the middle. He's going to lose it, and Maple Mountain with a quick turnover. Paulson tries to get it in the front court, but it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Alexander Pittard, the senior guard for Lehi.
That's one thing about Paulson. He's an explosive scorer, but sometimes he gets a little careless with that ball.
Dixon set to inbound, and he gets it in immediately to Hall. Hall back. Here's Paulson guarded by Pittard. He'll take a three. Paulson missed it. Good rebound inside. Anderson turnaround jumper's good. And Anderson's on the board for his first bucket of the night.
Bryson Anderson's going to be key. He needs to get started early and often.
Back the other way, and a near turnover. In fact, it will be a turnover. Bryson Anderson controls it up ahead for Maple Mountain. Here's Jake Dixon. He goes hard with the acrobatic lay-in, and Maple Mountain off to an early 4-0 lead.
I tell you, Jake Dixon is fun to watch. So physical down below.
Draney in the front court, as Lehi will set up their offense. Here's Marcus Draney. We're going to get a foul call. It looks like they're going to get Jaron Hall, it looks like, with a push, and that will be his first and the first team foul.
I don't know about that one. Looks like his own player ran into him. But I'm biased.
Very, very close, that's for sure there, Jerry. And now as Lehi inbounds the basketball, they work it around the perimeter. Here's Pittard as he kicks it out. A deep three on the way. That one's off, and Jaron Hall pulls down the rebound. Hall dribbles into the front court, and he'll pull up on the baseline, kick it in the corner to Anderson in the corner. That one rattles off. Rebound goes to Marcus Draney. Draney will set it up in the front court. Bounce pass into the middle to Jackson. There's going to be another foul, and this one going to go against Maple Mountain. Looks like maybe Cromanhook, and it is.
These teams look pretty even on the floor. No one has a distinct height advantage. It's going to come down to hustle.
They inbound it. Touching the ball is Tanner Nygren. He's their big scorer for Lehi. He's off, and Cromanhook quickly gets the rebound out to Dixon. Dixon drives through the middle, and there's going to be a reach-in foul against the Pioneers of Lehi.
It's going to be on number 2.
That will be Tanner Nygren, and that would be his first and the first team foul against the Pioneers. Maple Mountain set to inbound, Jake Dixon. Dixon looking, he'll inbound it high and deep into Jaron Hall. Hall down the lane with the left hand, tries to go up. We're going to get a blocking foul against Lehi, and it was going to go against, it looks like, number 32.
I'd like to see Jaron Hall do more of that, take it to the basket.
as it looks like they're going to get actually number 35, Parker Jackson. That will be his first, and Jaron Hall is going to head to the free throw line for a pair. Hall's first on its way, and it's good.
Nice. Jaron Hall's on the board early. That's a good sign.
Maple Mountain out to a quick 5-0 lead. Hall will get his second one here. It's up on its way, and it's good. So Hall with 2 quick points here in the early minutes, and the Golden Eagles have a 6-0 lead. Here's Tanner Nygren over to Marcus Draney. Nygren with it again on the left wing. Nygren's going to go to the basket. He's going to lay it up, and we're going to get a foul call. And Nygren looks to be heading to the free throw line.
Looks like they got Jaron Hall for a block there.
If that is, that's going to be his second. Friday night against Mountain View, we saw the Golden Eagles get into foul trouble early as Nygren goes to the line and makes the first. So Lehi on the board here, 6:06 to go in the first quarter.
You know, these two teams faced each other last year, and it was an overtime game then. But Lehi squeaked it out, 68-67.
Nygren hits both, and he gets the Pioneers ready to go. Lehi's going to bring a full court press. Anderson quickly tries to get it ahead, and he does. Here's the 2-on-1, kicks it in the quarter. Kroman hook, back up. Paulson thought about it. Pump fake, gets Nygren in the air, takes it to the rim, and an offensive foul going to go against Paulson, and that was close. We had a pretty good vantage point from here, Jerry, and it didn't quite look like that other foot was quite set.
No, it doesn't, and he was in the air for quite a long time. You got to give him room to come down.
So that's the first against Paulson, already the 4th team foul against Maple Mountain. And Marcus Draney brings the basketball up for Lehi. Draney's going to set it in the front court. Nygren guarded by Jake Dixon. Alexander Pittard gets it back to Draney. Draney's going to try to attack, kick it out in the corner. Back up to the top, Draney with it on the wing, takes a deep three and gets it. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Draney.
Oh, there is no defense for that.
And quickly, Lehi's back within one. Here's a jump shot, which is good.
Nice, off the glass. Johnson.
Johnson gets it to go. Caleb Johnson, his first basket of the night.
Yeah, he came in for Hall, who got in foul trouble. 2 fouls, first 3 minutes of this contest.
Draney on the perimeter over to Pittard. Pittard back at the top of the key, gets it inside to Jackson. Draney's going to take another one, pretty close to the same spot. This one short. Pittard fighting for the rebound, but it's going to go out of bounds to Maple Mountain.
Nice. You know, Maple Mountain can use a little more hustle as well down there. Loose balls, diving on the floor.
Some of those little things came back to really help Maple Mountain Friday night, as Lehi will once again bring a 2-2-1 full court press. Clearing the press, there's Paulson. He's going to go all the way to the rim, lays it in with the left hand.
Hey, Paulson, nice job.
So Paulson's got 2, and the Golden Eagles up 5 here in the early going. Draney over in the corner, once again picked up by Bryson Anderson. Tries to lob it in, it's knocked away. Here comes Anderson running, up ahead looking for Johnson, and coming was Pittard. It looks like he traveled, throws the ball up. Draney comes away with it back on the other end, and laying it in is Tanner Nygren. Nygren with 4. You do not want to get him going if you're Maple Mountain.
No, you do not.
4:08 to go in the first quarter. Paulson running the point, gets it over to Caleb Johnson. Johnson guarded by Draney. Into the corner, Paulson's going to try to drive. He's going to take a tough long 2. That one just misses, and coming away with it was Nygren. Nygren all the way to the basket. He's going to get at the shot blocked and is grabbed by Kroman hook. Into the front court, here's Paulson. Paulson's going to float that one up. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound's going to go to Maple Mountain. Paulson gets it back and lays it in.
I tell you, Dixon made that play happen. Such strong hands. Rip it away from 2 Lehi defenders.
Paulson with 4 here in the early going. 3:30 to go, first quarter. Golden Eagles by 5. Nygren with it, kicks it to the other corner for a long 2. That one's short. Rebounded inside by Jackson. He rolls over Kroman hook. Loose ball picked up, and Jacob Barnes gets it to go for 2. 3-point lead. That one's knocked away. Here comes a layup. Here's Pittard, and Lehi's down by 1. So 2 quick baskets brings the 5-point lead down to 1 with 3 minutes to go in the quarter.
Ball security when you're playing a good team. Got a reach foul there.
So reach in foul. Looks like they're going to get.
If that goes on Nygren again, that's 2 for him.
And they're not going to get Nygren. Looks like they're going to get Barnes, number 23.
One can only hope.
So Barnes has a quick 2. And Maple Mountain set to inbound with Jake Dixon.
Lead is cut to 1. Come on.
Dixon set to inbound. Here's Paulson. Paulson goes to the basket, drops it back to Dixon. Dixon's going to drive. Puts it up over Pittard. That one couldn't go. Ball tipped around, and Pittard finally comes away with it. Marcus Draney clears it for Lehi. Bounce pass. That one's stolen away.
Nice. That's Abe Durant in the ball game.
Durant seeing his first minutes of tonight's game. He's got the ball at the top of the key.
You know, Durant is a key substitute for these Golden Eagles.
Dixon kicks it back. Anderson. Here's Johnson on the drive. He swings it back other side to Paulson. Paulson being guarded close by Pittard. And that one's knocked out of bounds, but it's going to stay here with Maple Mountain.
Ball security, gentlemen. Ball security.
The quick hands for Lehi has made a big difference in knocking that ball out. Maple Mountain's been fortunate not to have a couple of these go for a quick turnover. Dixon.
Nodding my head in agreement.
Dixon inbounds to Johnson. Johnson at the top looks, gets it over to Dixon in the opposite corner. Dixon's going to take a step back, long 2, and he hits it.
Outstanding, Jake Dixon.
Not an easy shot, and it puts the Golden Eagles back up by 3.
You know, I'm a big fan of Jake Dixon, if you can't tell. The kid is all hustle, all heart, and he even has a bit of game.
Pittard for 3 in the corner, and Dixon pulls the rebound. He's all alone. He's got Anderson. He's going to drop it to Bryson Anderson. Bank shot couldn't go. Good, tough rebound by Abe Durant. He's heading to the free throw line.
Nice job. Good team play there. Dixon could have got rid of it just a little bit earlier and got it to Polson for an easy one. Looks like Polson may have got that one a little bit blocked.
And the foul there goes against Marcus Draney, and that was Draney's first personal. And Abe Durant hits the first free throw. 15-11 Maple Mountain here, 1:47 to go in the first quarter. Durant's free throw rolls in.
Painted the rim with that one.
Durant with 2 in the early going, and it's 1:43, and we're going to get a timeout here by Lehi with 1:43 to go in the first quarter.
In our first timeout, we should probably mention our sponsors. We have the Car Guys this week. Car Guys at 872 North Main Street in Spanish Fork, 794-0077. And MVP Sports, 72 North Main, 798-3587.
And of course, this broadcast couldn't be done without our sponsors who are able to help support local high school sports being on the air. And I mean, Jerry, in the early going, we've seen kind of both teams get out and run, and we've seen really Maple Mountain take advantage of opportunities that have led to easy buckets.
Yes, and their downfall this quarter, like all quarters, has been turnovers. Stop the turnovers. But great team play. Great plays by Durant, Polson, Dixon.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on for Maple Mountain, and they've been able to do a couple of things. Yeah, Jaron Hall has the 2, but they've been able to keep, for the most part, keep out of foul trouble in the early going, and they put Lehi. I mean, Nygren's having to play a little bit different defense with the early one. He doesn't want to go to the bench with 2 for Lehi.
Right. Wow, under 2 minutes left in this first quarter.
As it will be Tanner Nygren with the basketball at the top of the key. He's guarded by Cade Paulson. Nygren gets it over to Pittard. Lehi trying to work those guards at the top. Draney on the drive, back cut, and a layup good there for Briggs Jensen, number 12, his first bucket of the night. Cuts the lead to 3. Wide open underneath. That one went long. Abe Durant right there for the board. It was Garrett Griffin on the miss, and Abe Durant right there for the easy putback. Back to a 5-point lead, minute 06 to go in the first quarter. Near steal attempt for Jake Dixon. The ball's thrown inside and is stolen away by Maple Mountain.
Griffin has it.
Up. Polson with it in the front court. It's knocked away. It's held it inbounds. Here's a Griffin on the drive, drops it inside to Durant. We're going to get a traveling violation against Durant, and that will be a turnover with 52 seconds remaining to play in the first period.
Well, Griffin in for a spark for this Maple Mountain team. Great passing.
Griffin coming off of the great game he had the other night when he was named the MVP of the game. 43 seconds to go. It's Draney with it on the perimeter. Draney on the drive, takes it and banks it home. A nice drive and just floats it right off the backboard. Draney with 5 here in the first. Dixon on the drive. He's going to take it to the rim. He's going to get fouled, and it looks like it's going to be an offensive foul against Jake Dixon.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Jake Dixon, if he doesn't get out of the first half with 3 fouls, then something's wrong.
As we'll check out here on the Car Guys instant replay, it looks like they're saying that Jake Dixon just went right in to Tyson Rupp.
Hey, he's a football player. One of the leading receivers for that Maple Mountain football team this year.
So it's going to go the other way, and now Lehi will bring the basketball up. 30 seconds to play. They could hold for the final shot. We'll see what Lehi decides to do with Nygren at the top of the key. Over to Marcus Draney.
You know, I've mentioned that many times. The lack of a shot clock in high school basketball frustrates the bejeebers out of me.
You've seen Nygren and Draney play catch here with about 8 seconds to go. It's Draney at the top. 5 to shoot. Gets it in the corner. That's going to be a 3, and that's good for Briggs Jensen in the corner. We're tied at 18 as the first quarter will come to an end. Briggs Jensen, the big 3 to end the first quarter.
Wow, that was huge. Tie ball game after the first quarter.
See it right there. There's the screen, and there's the kick to the corner. And at the end of one from Lehi High School, it's the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles 18, the Lehi Pioneers 18. You're watching high school sports on the Spanish Fort Community Network. Start of the second quarter here at Lehi High School, tied at 18, the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Lehi Pioneers here tonight on the Spanish Fort Community Network. Pioneers will start with the basketball as it's Nygren at the top, gets it over to Draney. Nygren gets the ball back on a handoff. Jensen back to Draney. Jensen with 5 in the first half has the ball in the corner. Lehi very comfortable playing at the top of the perimeter. Baseline drive. Rupp going to float one up. That one didn't go. Loose ball is going to be won by the Pioneers. A long possession here for Lehi to start it off. Draney with the jump shot. That one's going to go long. And we're going to get a whistle, and it looks like we're going to get a foul against the Pioneers. Going to be a push, and so Maple Mountain will have the ball underneath their own basket.
Give that to number 15, Tyson Rupp.
Rupp's first personal, 5th team foul. And the first possession of the second quarter for the Golden Eagles. In the corner, it's Griffin for 3. That one's off, didn't get anything, as the Lehi student section will let him hear it.
They're going to let him know about that one.
Draney into the front court. Over Jensen again, quickly picked up. Here's going to be a long 2. That one's going to be off by Rupp. Rupp goes to the ground, no foul call. Into the front court. Here's Durant on the drive, kicks it over. Butler all the way, lays it up with the left hand, but we're going to have a whistle here.
Are they going to call? Are they going to? Those points are good.
We have a Pioneer down right by the Maple Mountain bench. It looks like it is Rupp.
Looks like someone got underneath him on that 3-point shot attempt. But I tell you, this Dawson Butler kid, 6'5" and a sophomore.
He's going to have some time to grow in the Maple Mountain program, and that Maple Mountain program seems to be going on the up and up right now in Region 8. And of course, you know, Region 8 going to be tough again this year with the likes of Tempview and Spanish Fork and Salem Hills with Port Augustine. And the 3 for Jensen's good. And Lehi has their first lead of the night. Lehi plays in a very tough region. They got Lone Peak and American Fork. Here's Cromanhook over to Butler. Butler picked up immediately there by Draney. Butler tried to get by Draney, and that won't happen. Back up to the top. Here's Mark Mortensen, gets it over to Cromanhook. Here's a drive, and there's the layup for Abe Durant.
Nice job, Durant.
Durant with 6. Golden Eagles by 1. 3 on the opposite corner. That one's long for Nygren. Rebound goes way out. And Pioneers will reset. Jensen again for the corner 3. No. Rebound goes to Mortensen. He stepped on the inline. It's going to be Lehi basketball.
You know, that thing about three-pointers, they have long rebounds. A lot easier for the offensive team to grab that ball.
So 5:54 to go in the second quarter. Pioneers will inbound from under their own basket. Inbound's going to come into the corner, and they'll reset it back up at the top. Jensen over to Pittard in the corner. Pittard on the drive. We're going to get a foul. Looks like a reach or a block. It looks like that was going to be Butler. We'll wait for the official call here.
Looks like that's Butler. Dawson Butler. His first foul.
The 6th team foul. The next one against the Golden Eagles, and Lehi will be going to the free throw line. Set, ready to inbound. Nygren almost lost it at the top. Here's Jensen in the corner, back to the top. Pittard. That one's knocked away by Jake Dixon all the way. Lays it in and missed the layup.
No, he didn't. I thought he was going to dunk it.
Pittard almost traveled. And now into the front court. A 3 on the way by Neild is off, and that's rebounded by Durant.
All right, no harm, no foul. No harm, no foul.
Griffin on the drive. Durant. He gets it blocked by Nygren. He's got the steal. It's Nygren and Jensen against Kromenhoek. Nygren runs him over, and it's going to be an offensive foul, and that's going to be Nygren's second.
Outstanding job by Sam Kromenhoek, getting position there in the key. Taking one for the team.
Bob Barnes, the head coach for Lehi, not pleased, I would imagine, with that call. That's a tough call on the officials.
That's 2 fouls on Nygren.
5:12 to go in the second quarter. Jake Dixon brings the ball up for the Golden Eagles.
You know, the board has 1 foul list for Nygren. I might have missed something there.
And that one's going to be long, and that one's going to be out of bounds, and that's heading towards Maple Mountain. I have him for 2 here myself.
You know, these Lehi students don't know that it's not a good idea to taunt Cade Polson. It just makes him better.
Kromenhoek for 3. That one's short. Durant fights for the rebound, didn't come away with it. Nygren does for Lehi. Into the front court. Jensen corner 3 is long, and that one's knocked out of bounds off of Cade Polson.
A little bit of adrenaline by both teams. A couple of air ball 3s.
Ethan Tuckett, number 11 for the Pioneers, will check in. As it's a 1-point game, set to inbound. It's Tuckett. That one's knocked away by Durant. Jake Dixon's got it. Dixon dribbles into the front court, goes cross court, tries to get it to Griffin, but a little too high. And that will be a turnover. A good idea by Dixon, just a little too high.
Yep, Jake Dixon, a little bit off the mark, but continues to hustle.
4:42 to go in the second quarter. Tuckett at the top. Nygren. Over to Berry.
There's another steal.
Dixon knocked it away, coast to coast, lays it in. He is fouled, and he's going to the line, and that's going to be, looks like Nygren. And if that is, that might be Nygren's. I would have that down as his 3rd.
Man, Jake Dixon looks like a defensive back, just picking the ball left and right.
You have to think, if that is Nygren's 3rd, he'd probably be on the bench for the remaining part of the quarter. A 7th foul against Lehi, so Maple Mountain will have a 1-and-1 the rest of the way.
I think this is 2 shots, though, for Dixon. That was on the shot, right?
Yeah, Dixon misses the first. 4:30 to go in the second quarter. They've just given Nygren his 2nd personal, so I'm not sure if they changed who one of the fouls was against, and the free throw on its way is good. So Dixon has 5, and the Golden Eagles have a 2-point lead.
You know, Dixon's trying to make a play for that MVP player of the game.
Berry in the corner, over, and here's a drive by Tuckett. He kicks it in the corner to Berry, who almost lost it out of bounds. Saves it, pops a 3. That one didn't go. Nygren right there to tip it back in.
Doesn't even bring it down. Smart play.
We're tied at 23 with 4:03 to go. Dixon to Durant. Here's Paulson on the drive. Back out Durant. He's going to go to the rim. He's going to lay it in.
The scoop.
We're going to get a foul, and Durant's heading to the free throw line.
That's going to be on number 11. That's Tucker.
And that's his first 8th team foul. Durant to the free throw line. First one on its way, short, to hit the front of the rim. Bryson Anderson going to check back in for Maple Mountain.
You know, Bryson missed a lot of last season with the knee injury. No, I think it might have been an ankle injury. It's great to have him back, though.
Durant's free throw is good, and the Golden Eagles go up by 1. Nealed with the basketball over to Marcus Draney. Back at the top with Neal, gets it to Draney. Back to the top to Chase Berry. Here's Nygren, splits the defense, kicks it in the corner.
Dixon almost had another steal there.
That one's off. Rebound goes to Anderson. Anderson into the front court. He'll look over and get the play call. Now they're set, ready to go. Anderson to Cromanhook. Inside Dixon, one-on-one on the post, goes up, bank shot, gets the roll.
Strong play by Jake Dixon, using that upper body strength to get some room off the glass.
Draney with it at the top. Gets it over to Neal. Neal on the baseline drive, back Draney, other side, takes it to the rim, lays it up and in.
Oh, nice floater. Someone's got to stop him.
Soft touch is how you have to get that shot to go down. And it's a 1-point game. Cromanhook. Back to Bryson Anderson. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Paulson. And Paulson's going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the line for 3.
You know, it was a clean block, but got him on the follow-through.
And right there, that is going to go against number 22, Chase Berry.
His first. So a 3-shot foul.
Paulson, a pretty good free throw shooter. First one is on its way and good. And, you know, Jerry, these are the moments where if you're a team like Maple Mountain, you want to take that momentum into halftime. This is a big next 2.5 minutes.
Yes, it is.
Paulson hits the second.
You know, a lead at halftime after a hard-fought battle is very demoralizing to the opposition.
Paulson will get his 3rd free throw attempt here coming on its way, and it's good. So Paulson hits all 3 at the line, and it's a 4-point lead for the Golden Eagles. Kneeled into the front court, Draney now at the top. Over to Berry. Berry guarded by Cromanhook. Here's Draney on the drive, sets it back up at the top.
You know, these Golden Eagles are playing a lot of man defense tonight. Usually it's a matchup zone. I guess Coach thinks they match up well against these Pioneers.
Berry takes the 3 and misses, and it's Cade Paulson pulling down the rebound. Anderson with the basketball will set up the Maple Mountain offense with 2 minutes to play in the quarter.
Yep, look for the Golden Eagles to slow it down.
Dixon on the drive, couldn't get it to go. Berry pulls the board for Lehi. Here's Draney, dribbles behind the back, tries to lay it in, couldn't get it to go. Dixon tries to clear it. Great play by Berry to keep possession, and Lehi will reset. Draney inside, floats it up and in.
He was there for a while waiting for the ball. Golden Eagles need to transition better, back to defense.
Draney with 9 points here in the first half. That's about 1/3 of the Lehi points in the first half. Here's Cade Paulson. He's going to go to the rim, lays it up and in, gets it to go.
Hoop in the arm. Nice job, Cade Paulson.
Paulson gets the basket to go, and he'll shoot an extra free throw. And that puts Maple Mountain now, they are in the double bonus here, as Paulson will go to the line for the extra.
We just got a visit from the pint-sized Jazz Bear. Is that what he's called? The half size?
Yeah, little Jazz Bear, something like that.
I think we're going to see more of him at halftime.
Yep, came by to say hi. And Paulson hits the free throw. Paulson with 10, minute 15 to go, 5-point lead for Maple Mountain. I should say in the first half. Nygren over to Draney. Draney with it. Kneeled. Back to Pittard. Tries to get it inside, and they do. That's Dustin Tafoya. Jumper for Neild is short. Caleb Johnson comes away with it, and Maple Mountain's going to slow it down here with 52 seconds to play.
Looks like they'll go for the last shot.
Blaze Neild guarding Caleb Johnson. Bryson Anderson guarded by Nygren. Anderson dribbles by him over to Johnson in the corner. Johnson will pull it back out here. They're spreading the field. They're spreading the court here.
Johnson, only a junior, but man, he looks like a freshman, doesn't he?
Back at the top, Jake Dixon. 21 seconds to play. Dixon guarded by Pittard. Wonder if they're going to try to clear it out for Dixon here.
Yeah.
Johnson comes back and gets it with 8 seconds to play. Whatever they're going to do, they're going to have to do it now. Back up, Polson.
Oh, the money play.
Left it up short. Dixon with the follow. Gets
nice
it to go.
Job, take Dixon.
And that's how the first half is going to end here from Lehi. Jake Dixon I have him down for 9 first half points to go along with Cade Polson's 10. And Maple Mountain looking pretty well here through one half from Lehi High School as we take a look at the final play of the quarter here via the Car Guys instant replay.
Yeah, that backdoor cut, Maple Mountain uses that a lot. They put it on the high post, back cut, usually open, but there was a lot of congestion down there, but Dixon cleans it up.
So the score at halftime, Maple Mountain 34, Lehi 27. We're gonna, looks like now, have the Jazz Bear here at Lehi High School put on a halftime show as we will now join that in progress here with.
This ought to be fun.
Back from halftime, the start of the third quarter here at Lehi High School, where the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles lead it 34-27 over the Lehi Pioneers. I'm Ryan Pickens alongside Jerry Huffman. And Jerry, you talk about that first half. We saw Maple Mountain that second quarter play shutdown defense and find a way to open this game open a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they going into halftime with a 7-point lead is not what I expected. You know, now if the Golden Eagles can stay in control of this game, stay disciplined, you know, and not let their opponent back in, that'll be a corner turn for these Golden Eagles.
Briggs Jensen, the senior forward, 8 points in the first half, and you talk about those couple of threes came in a big time for Lehi in that second quarter.
He's got 6 points all season. So, you know, fighting something like that, at least, you know, they kept their leading scorer, well, Draney at 9 points. He's halfway to his average. So
Jaron Hall back in after sitting on the bench for a majority of the first half with 2 fouls. Gets it over. Here's Cade Polson. Polson to Cromanhook. Cromanhook's been pretty quiet so far.
He has no points.
That ball is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Lehi, so it'll be Maple Mountain basketball. Dixon with 9, Polson with 10, Durant with 7 off the bench for Maple Mountain. Dixon set to inbound. Will inbound it to Bryson Anderson. Anderson, here's Hall. He goes straight to the basket, tries to drop it off, and that'll be a turnover. Back the other way.
You know, sometimes he just needs to take that to the hole. Be a little bit selfish.
Draney finds Nygren, who couldn't get it to go. Dixon pulls the rebound. Eagles looking to run. Here's Jaron Hall, lays it up, and he's going to be fouled. He's heading to the free throw line.
That was number 5 on that foul.
That will be Pittard. That's his. I have that down for his first, and the first team foul of the second half is the Car Guys instant replay right there. Hall, I mean, easy layup. Probably the best thing to do there if your Lehi is to foul him, make him earn him at the free throw line.
You know, that first half went really fast. I think they only had 1 timeout all first half.
Hall misses the first free throw as it hits the front rim. We'd like to thank our sponsors, the Car Guys on 872 North Main Street in Spanish Fork. Visit them at thecarguysutah.net or give them a call at 801-794-0077 for sponsoring our instant replays tonight. As Jaron Hall makes the free throw, he's got 3 points tonight, and Lehi brings the basketball up with Draney. Draney goes to the basket, floats that one up, couldn't get it to go. Good tip by Polson into the hands of Dixon. Dixon down the court, try to get it away. It's going to be saved by Lehi. Pittard right up ahead. Here's Nygren, and Dixon reaches in and steals it away. Nice. It's going to be Dixon and Polson. Polson lays it in.
Nice job, Jake Dixon.
Dixon having a great game tonight defensively, and we're going to get a foul. This one going against what looks like to be Bryson Anderson.
Yeah, we're going to need more points than 2 out of Bryson Anderson as well.
Golden Eagles have opened their lead out to 10. That will go against Anderson, and that's his first. Pittard set to inbound, and he'll inbound it to Draney. Draney at the top of the key. Gets it over to Jacob Barnes. Pioneers working the top of the key. Barnes takes a deep 3, misses that one short. Hook tips it out to Anderson. Here's Jaron Hall. Hall to the rim, lays it in. No, couldn't get it to go. Nygren pulls the rebound. Here's Pittard. Pittard cross-court pass. Draney puts it on the floor, drops it inside. Reverse layup, no. And right there was going to be Jacob Barnes for the layup.
You know, good hustle play by the Lehi Pioneers. With a 10-point lead, Golden Eagles cannot, let down their guard.
Ball knocked out of bounds. It looks like we're in fact going to get a foul against Maple Mountain. It's going to go against Jake Dixon.
That's Jake Dixon's second foul.
I'm not exactly sure what they got him for, but it looks like maybe an illegal screen by the motion from the official, but I didn't see it.
I think it's a foul for having the biggest arms on the court. That's all I can think of. Welcome to the gun show, Jake Dixon.
Nygren cross court over to Draney. Draney to Pittard. Barnes gets it back to Draney. Pittard comes all the way across the court, gets the ball. That one's knocked away by Bryson Anderson.
Nice, he saw that coming a mile away.
Anderson just gets in there, just gets enough contact with the ball to knock it out of bounds. Pioneers quickly inbound. Barnes for 3. That one's short. Good block out by Polson. He dribbles into the front court. He's going to take it all the way, lays it up and almost in. It rolls right off the rim.
These Golden Eagles need to do a better job of fighting through those screens. Get a little more physical. Put it in the ref's hands. Make them call that play. But get physical with getting through those screens.
Lehi tries to get it inside, steal away. Dixon on the breakaway, and he lays it in.
Jake Dixon.
Dixon with 11 tonight, and the Golden Eagles back up 10. As Maple Mountain prepares to head to St. George this week for a 3-game tournament. Draney on the drive.
Thursday they have Pineview at 8:30 if you're interested in going. Friday they have North Sevier at 8:30. And then Saturday they play Woods Cross at 11:45 a.m. So a nice warm weekend for the Golden Eagles.
And so with 4:59 to go, we're going to get a timeout on the court. We'd like to thank the MVP of the game coming up at the end of tonight's game. We'll name the MVP Sports MVP of the game. Go to MVP Sports at 72 North Main Street. Give them a call at 801-798-3587. And Jerry, there's a lot of guys right now you could say for Maple Mountain having that game.
My front runner, though, has got to be Jake Dixon. He has been stealing. He's got 2 or 3 steals at least. Hustle plays. He did miss. He looks like he got caught between a layup and a dunk on that one breakaway, but he does all the intangibles. I mean, you can't help but like the kid. He's so nice too. But then you also have Kate Polson, 10 points. You can't deny the kid can play.
It's focused so much in basketball about scoring points, and really basketball is one of those games where you can have all the great scores that you want, but if you can't stop, if you don't have those defensive guys or those guys that can go grab you that key rebound, scoring 80 points a game is not going to help you at all.
Yes, and Dixon has found himself in the right place at the right time all game. So let's see if he can put it on his shoulders, his big, broad shoulders, and bring this thing home.
So 4:59 to go. Jake Dixon inbounds, and we're going to get a whistle here, and we're going to get a travel against Jake Dixon. Dixon started running along the baseline, and
I'm unclear what the rules are when you can and when you can't run the baseline.
I know if it's a dead ball you can, but I'm not sure if the timeout didn't count. I'm not sure what's going on there. Lehi basketball inside.
Blocked by Polson.
Polson then saves it.
Oh, Bryson Anderson.
And there's a turnover on the other end. So
he took one off the back and almost took that one off the back of the head.
And so one of those things there, as we'll see on the instant replay, a great block there. Polson with the nice save, but then Jake Dixon, as he clears it, didn't find Anderson. Here's a 3 on the other end by Barnes. That one didn't go. The ball's tipped around and finally controlled by Bryson Anderson.
And that's what we need Anderson doing, getting in there and getting rebounds. Oh, almost had Croman-Hook.
Outside Polson for 3. That one bounced around, and Draney pulls the rebound for Lehi. Draney comes into the front court. Here's a long 2 on the way that we're just going to roll in for Tyson Rupp, the 6'6" center. Rupp has 2 tonight, right back the other way. That one comes short, and it's rebounded by Lehi. We're going to get a foul.
A little pushing and shoving there. 15 does not want to take on Jaron Hall.
Tyson Rupp and Jaron Hall getting into it.
You know, Jaron Hall, nice kid, but hey, he's the quarterback of the football team.
Not afraid to play a little physical. Draney with the basketball, gets it over to Jensen, back to the top of the key. Draney with the long 2, that one's long. Rebound goes to Polson. Polson's going to dribble it into the front court, and he's going to go all the way. He's going to try to drop it, it looks like, to Croman-Hook, and we're going to get a foul, and it looks like Polson came up after hitting his head on the floor.
It looks like Draney got a piece of his head. It looks like he hit him. And look at this Car Guys instant replay. Yeah, it takes a Draney to the back of the head.
And it's going to be Pittard with the foul, his second, third team foul. Dixon set to inbound, and we're going to get an offensive foul against Maple Mountain. This one's going to go, looks like, against Jaron Hall.
That's a continuation of that battle they were doing a little earlier.
So Hall's third personal, and we'll see here with 3:49 to go in the third if Jaron Hall stays in the game or if he'll head to the bench.
They'll probably pull him out, but I don't think that's a good idea. Right now, Jaron is playing with a sense of aggression that I like to see him play with.
And they tried to get Caleb Johnson in the ball game, but it was just a little bit too late. So Hall's going to stay in, and the officials look like they're going to try to sort this one out.
I mean, you get Jaron Hall a little bit hot, and he plays better. You know, I like to see a little chip on his shoulder, go at number 15 Rupp. You know, get in their heads a little bit.
I think they're having a conversation as to where the ball is supposed to be.
It looks like they're going to call a technical foul. And that will send, that's
Draney to the free throw line. And he misses short on the first free throw.
Ball don't lie, I guess.
So I'm not sure if it's I'm assuming it's a delay of game technical, but no official word. Draney hits the second of his 2 free throws, and now it's going to be Lehi basketball. Draney with 10 points, and the Pioneers of Lehi trailing the Golden Eagles by 8. And now it's going to be Caleb Johnson coming back in. Moving the basketball around the top of the key. There's Pittard. Gets it inside. Nygren against Jake Dixon. Back to the top. Jensen has had a great game so far for Lehi. Nygren splits the D, goes to the basket. We're going to get a foul. And Jake Dixon wanting the travel call. Instead, it's going to go against Caleb Johnson, it looks like, for the foul.
That's his first. Team fourth, though.
Pittard set to inbound. And he gets it in to Parker Jackson.
You know, I must have missed a few fouls. There's Maple Mountain 1 to the bonus.
Draney to the in the lane, gets
nice.
The basket and the foul, and he's going to the line. Marcus Draney putting Lehi right now on his back here in the late moments of the third quarter, and this is exactly what we didn't want to see, Jerry.
No, it is not.
We're seeing Lehi slowly start to creep in.
You know, and that tends to happen with Maple Mountain. They get late in the third, early in the fourth. They'll let their opponents back in the game.
Draney hits the free throw, and now it's only a 3-point ball game. Draney with 13. And we're going to get a 30-second timeout here called by, it looks like Maple Mountain. Looks like we're still sorting something out here. I think what they're doing is the scoreboard is keeps changing a little bit.
I had 35 points.
And I have 30.
They have 36.
And I think what happened was, so I think what they're doing is they're looking at the official book. Now, it should be mentioned the scoreboard here in the gym says 39-36. Right. That is not an official score. What matters is what's in the book down on the scorers table between the two benches.
Right.
So it looks like they're
35. I had 35.
And so
looks like I was right.
And that, that's the.
Someone please call my wife and tell her I was right once.
That seems to be the truth. The guys up in the broadcast booth always seem to have it right, Jerry?
Exactly. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So 3:20 to go here in the third. They're now giving the coaches the explanation as to what's going on. As a pretty packed house fills the gym here at Lehigh, and now it looks like we are just about ready to resume play. Maple Mountain will have the basketball underneath their own basket. Garrett Griffin inbounds the basketball. Lehigh going to the press. Here's Polson. Polson's going to clear it. He's going to go all the way to the rim. Lays it in with the left hand. Couldn't get it to go. Right there to tip it in.
Abe Durant.
It's Abe Durant. 9 points for Durant tonight, and Maple Mountain takes a 7-point lead.
That's a quiet 9 points by Abe Durant. He's just kind of unassuming, but hey, he's on his way to double digits.
Pittard thought about the three, decided against it, and it's going to be a three in the key call against Lehigh.
Oh, you rarely see that called.
As we take out the Car Guys instant replay of Abe Durant's last basket and just finds the right inside positioning and tips it in. Maple Mountain's going to clear the press. Here's Jake Dixon back out. Durant inside, kicks it back out. Polson thought about it. He'll pull it down.
Wow, he passed up a three. I didn't think there was a three that Kate Polson didn't like. And I like him shooting those.
Griffin for three. That one didn't go. Durant fights for it. Loose ball is going to go to Lehigh.
I wholeheartedly disagree. I saw Draney tip that one. Here we go. Car Guys instant replay. Sure enough.
Yeah, it looks like Draney was the one that actually got the ball there with 2:25 to go.
Eye in the sky never lies. And there's another intangible by Jake Dixon, knocking it out of bounds.
The little things in a basketball game, Jerry, make the biggest difference.
Yes, they do. I think in all sports.
2:23 to go. Pittard inbounds it to Nygren, guarded by Jake Dixon. Dixon's kept Nygren pretty quiet. Nygren cross-court pass, almost lost it. Caleb Johnson reaches in for the steal, and we're going to get a foul, looks like, in the backcourt by Parker Jackson.
That's a smart foul. Golden Eagles had numbers and on their way to extending this lead.
Take the foul there instead of giving them the two on the other end. Dixon inbounds. Caleb Johnson, number 12, will slowly bring the ball across the century mark and set up the Golden Eagle offense.
Polson had good position down low.
Polson takes a fadeaway two and hits it.
Yep. He does that fadeaway really well.
And the Maple Mountain lead. Draney with the late pass to Jensen, who wasn't expecting it. Almost a turnover. The Pioneers will keep it. Here's Pittard. He thought about a three. He'll pass it up. Jensen will shoot it instead. That one's long. Ball tipped around, finally controlled by Caleb Johnson. Golden Eagles looking to run. Here's Durant inside to Dixon. No, I'm sorry, that's Griffin inside for two. And that's going to get a timeout, Lehigh.
So back to a 10-point lead. Yeah, Lehigh coaches want to talk about it. Nice run by these Golden Eagles. They really needed that.
Especially you're on the road, a fairly hostile environment tonight with a packed house.
Fairly hostile.
Yeah, I guess
very hostile.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, it's nice to keep that momentum and keep everything going in the right direction.
It's always nice to beat a 5A school. Lehigh's a 5A, Maple Mountain's a 4A. To beat a 5A school, that's a nice feather in your cap. Especially avenging the loss from last year, 68-67 in overtime. Let's hope we don't have another one of those. I like easy ball games.
And especially heading into a time of your season where you're going to play 3 games in 3 days. Exactly. It's nice to, you think of it, Maple Mountain's playing 4 games in the stretch of 5 or 6 days?
Yeah.
And so when you take a look at that, that's not a bad way to start that stretch. Right now, up 10, late in the third quarter on the road.
You know, it'd be nice, and I don't want to jinx it, but if Maple Mountain could go into the break, you know, undefeated, you know, come back in January and play the last non-region game of their schedule, that would be huge.
As it's Marcus Draney to the basket, and looks like he's down. Not sure if he twitched. Looks like he's holding his ankle.
That would be a blow to these Pioneers.
Slowly, it looks like he's taking his shoe off right on the court.
He's just retying.
Retying it, so we'll see here.
Hate to see an injury.
He looks like he's gonna head to the bench.
His ankle's a little tender.
Looks like it looks like he just kind of landed awkwardly.
You know, I never had ankle problems until I started playing basketball. This game can be hazardous.
Minute 6 to go in the third quarter. Durant over to Cromanhook. Back over to Griffin, or to Johnson, I mean. Cromanhook on the wing.
There's Griffin.
Griffin with the basketball, dribbles hard to the right, takes a free throw line, jumper's good.
Almost got it blocked, but hey, powers through.
He's got a very pure shot I've seen the last couple of days.
Yes, he does. And he is finally on the board.
Here's Nygren on the drive. He's going to kick it in the corner. It's a three for Barry. It's good. A big three for Barry. He gets on the board and brings it back within 7 for Lehi. 25 seconds to play in the third quarter. And we're going to get a foul inside. It looks like it's going to be Pittard. And it looks like they're going to get him for...
Golden Eagles are in the bonus.
Took a reach, so that's going to be...
1-1. Shouldn't it be bonus?
Looks like it's 5 against Lehi. Inside, there's an easy layup inside for Bryson Anderson. Anderson with 4, and the Golden Eagles re-extend their lead out to 9. Cross court, here's Pittard. Nygren will come get it with 7. They'll hold for the final shot. Pittard guarded by Griffin. Around the screen. Nygren kicks it. It's going to be a 3 for Barnes, and that one rolled in and out. And at the end of 3 quarters from Lehi High School, it's the Golden Eagles of Maple Mountain 49, the Lehi Pioneers 40. As we take a look once again of Garrett Griffin with the free throw line jumper, the final basket of the half or of the quarter, and then there's Polson with the jump shot earlier. That gives the Golden Eagles a 9-point lead at the end of 3. You're watching high school sports on the Spanish 4 Community Network. The start of the fourth quarter here on the Spanish 4 Community Network at Lehi High School. Maple Mountain 49, Lehi 40. And this 5A versus 4A matchup. Both of these teams undefeated, and right now the next 8 minutes will decide which one of them will stay undefeated as they continue their non-league play. Nygren inbounds it, immediately gets the basketball back. Be interesting to see if they try to get Nygren going here in the fourth quarter.
I think that would be my plan if I was Lehi.
That one's almost knocked away by Hall. In fact, it is, but out of bounds, and it's going to stay here with Lehi.
You know, Hall has 3 fouls, but he's back in the ball game.
Set to inbound is Blaze Neild.
Yeah, no one else in foul trouble for the Golden Eagles.
Here's Pittard baseline, kicks it out to Nygren. He'll take a kind of a forced shot, but he hit it.
That was a 2-pointer.
Nygren had hands in his face and seemed like he just kind of threw that one up, but it goes in. Durant gets past the drive, back out. Here's Hall.
You know, Hall had a one-on-one matchup right there. That's the kind of thing I would like him to take advantage of.
And that ball, we're going to get a foul. It looks like a push, and it looks like they're going to get Cade Polson. And that's going to put Lehi back at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Polson's not happy about it. And he's pleading his case with the official. And now that's going to go to the other side, and that's going to send Tanner Nygren to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. That's the second foul against Polson.
You know, Polson needs to keep his head. We still have a 7-point lead. 7 minutes left to go. Stay focused, maybe slow it down a little bit.
And still having a discussion is the Maple Mountain head coach on the bench. He wants to talk about it a little bit further.
Johnny Avert is not happy.
He's explaining his case here.
You know, it's very rare that a ref will change his call.
Nygren, and that's Nygren hits the first. No, sorry, that's Pittard at the line who hits the first free throw. Pittard, his first point of the night. Second free throw is good as well. And Lehi's back within 5. It looks like they just gave Bryson Anderson now the signal saying he can move along the baseline. He won't need to as he inbounds it to Jaron Hall. 5-point game, 7:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Polson guarded by Draney. It's been a big matchup tonight. Polson's going to go right around Draney, take it to the rim, and he couldn't get it to go. It rolled in and out. Hall with the board, goes back up, and he gets fouled, and he's heading to the free throw line.
A little too strong there, Jaron Hall, but way to get in there and get the rebound.
Polson almost gets that one to go on the Car Guys instant replay, but Hall in great rebounding position just goes right back up.
So that foul was on Neild, his second.
As Hall hits the first free throw.
Half-century mark for Maple Mountain.
Hall's second free throw is good. He's now got 5 points in this one, and it's a 6-point game lead for Maple Mountain. Here's Draney. Lehi very comfortable playing the perimeter. They've done it most of the night. Back over Marcus Draney to the top of the key. Here's Nygren. He'll kind of force another one. This one
way
doesn't
off left.
Go.
We'll take those shots.
Anderson right there to grab the rebound. Dixon right around Nygren to the rim. Left-handed layup, and he gets it to go.
Oh, Jake Dixon, that was ugly.
13 points. I don't know any other way Lehi could have defended that.
That scoop, that's old man basketball right there.
Nygren against Dixon, back to the top. Here's Neild. Barnes. Barry inside, goes up, and that's going to be a foul against Jake Dixon. And immediately going to the ground there. Looks to be, and that's Tanner Nygren, number 2.
Well, Dixon knew it was a foul and made sure he didn't get that shot up a little too aggressively. Coming in to apologize right now. Tell you, Jake Dixon, he is a good sport. He plays physical, but he doesn't want to hurt anybody.
Oh yeah, it looks like he just gets him on the head when Nygren comes down. Nygren's trying to walk it off right now.
Yeah, that's 3 fouls on Jake Dixon.
And Nygren's going to head to the free throw line. 6:10 to go. Maple Mountain with all 5 of their timeouts.
Yeah, this whole game I haven't seen many timeouts.
Lehi only with 2.
You know, hopefully Maple Mountain can keep this lead, and there'll be no reason for Lehi to be taking timeouts. They'll just want to take the loss and call it a night.
Nygren goes to the line, hits the first free throw. Nygren's second is on its way, and it's good. So Nygren a quiet 10 tonight, and now the press comes from Lehi. Jake Dixon will clear it. He's going to go. He's going to drop it off for a layup, and that's good. It looks like Abe Durant once again.
Honest Abe Durant.
And right now, Lehi has had a hard time tonight when going to that press containing Maple Mountain.
Golden Eagles have got a lot of points inside this game.
Draney at the top, guarded this time by Jaron Hall. Neild in the corner will shoot up a 3. That one didn't go. Tipped around, and finally controlled by Hall. Up ahead to Dixon. Dixon's got 2 guys. He'll take it himself and lay it in.
Dixon is a lefty.
15 points, and Draney right back the other way. Pulls it back, throws up the circus shot, but he's fouled, and he'll head to the free throw line.
Who'd they get on that foul?
Looks like Jaron Hall.
That's 4 for Hall. 5 minutes left. You think Coach Avert takes him out?
We'll see here. I haven't seen any movement to the bench yet. Draney hits the first free throw. Draney now with 16 tonight. Pittard comes back in for Lehi. Going to the bench will be Jacob Barnes. 10-point lead for Maple Mountain. 5:29 to go, fourth quarter. Lehi now in the double bonus as Draney misses the second free throw. Bryson Anderson pulls the rebound, and Anderson, it looks like, throws it away, and he does.
Oh.
Trying to get it to Polson, and he just drops it a little too far out of Polson's reach for the turnover. Kneeled. Pittered a deep three. He's about 2 steps behind the line, and it's rebounded by Nygren, and that's going to be a traveling violation against Nygren.
You know, that rebound ricocheted off of 3 Maple Mountain defenders. Ended up in the hands of a Pioneer. The Golden Eagles get it back. Thank goodness.
Jake Dixon set to inbound as the Golden
numbers.
Eagles clear it. And Hall just too soft of a pass. Pittered right there for the turnover. Here's Neild into the front court. Over to Barry. Draney in the corner. In the middle, that one's going to be a reach against Dixon. And that's going to send Lehi to the free throw line.
That's 4 fouls on Jake Dixon. So going from only 1 person in foul trouble, we now have 2. Jaron Hall and Jake Dixon.
We'd, of course, like to thank the Car Guys on 872 North Main Street in Spanish Fork for sponsoring our instant replays tonight. You can visit the Car Guys at 872 North Main Street or on the web at thecarguysut.net, or give them a call at 801-794-0077. Those great instant replays tonight being brought to you by the Car Guys.
You know, I need a new vehicle, or a new to me vehicle. I may go give those guys a look-see. 872 North Main Street, Spanish Fork.
So we're going to check the official book again, as it's been relatively.
I have the same score the scoreboard has. I don't know.
You know, I'm wondering if they're checking here because looks like they're comparing the two. They're looking at looks like they're comparing the 2 books. It looks like Maple Mountain's trying to say that that's not 4 on Jake Dixon.
I've got 4 on Jake Dixon though, so.
Dixon with 15 points and 4 fouls. So we're separating this out.
Now at the end of the game, we're going to have an MVP Sports. MVP of the game. 72 North Main Street in Spanish Fork. Went there to get my son's wrestling gear. And their baseball gear and their football gear. You know, they have football equipment, baseball, basketball, everything that you may need if you play a sport or just want to look good.
A little bit longer delay than anticipated here with 5:03 to go. You know, Region 8 this year, Jerry, I mean, the teams, it seems like it's always a competitive region. We saw it in football this year, and I mean, basketball looks to be no different. A lot of teams, I guess maybe some unknowns outside of Tempview, but I mean, maybe some other kind of the unknowns, the Springvilles, the Spanish Forks.
I think Salem's going to be pretty good if Porter Gustin can stay healthy. I know he was out for most of the season last year with a wrist injury, but he is their D1 player. You know, Jaron Hall, he has a scholarship offered to BYU to play football. Actually, a quarterback scholarship, which is quite exciting.
Give Jaron Hall a few years. He might be starting on Saturdays at BYU.
Yep. Pretty sure he's going to go on his mission right out of high school, though.
Looks like they just did signal the other officials.
Oh, they called him for 5 fouls. Did they say he has 5?
He is heading towards the locker room. I really wish
they didn't call that an intentional foul, did they? And kick him out?
Intentional foul. They just announced it looks like over the PA. That was an intentional foul. And in other words, Jake Dixon's now disqualified as he is now heading to the locker room, and that is a big injury. Now, I mean, whoever has to guard.
And I'm not sure, but I think he has to miss the next game as well. If you get taken out of the game with a personal technical foul.
And that next game is Thursday night at 8:30 down in St. George. I'm trying to remember. I believe that's at Dixie State at
Dixie State, yes.
At the big arena there. They're playing them at a few different locations. Nygren hits the free throw, but I want to say I'm forgetting the name of the Dixie State basketball arena, but that's where it will be against Pineview. Right back the other way. Maple Mountain here. Jaron Hall at the top. Hall's got 4 fouls. Durant at the top of the key. He's going to drive, tries to
Kickball.
Durant a small window there and just picks up the kick.
I still don't understand this intentional foul by Jake Dixon. Aren't all fouls intentional?
I mean, I've never heard of someone that says commits a foul and goes, "Oh, I totally didn't mean." I mean,
I didn't see it as I didn't think it was a flagrant foul, but is that the foul right there?
I believe that is the foul that was just played. And the only thing I could think of is he gets that reach in there when he's kind of going down, but that's, to me, seems pretty incidental.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. I'll have to ask Coach Averett. See what the story is there.
See it one more time.
So he reaches, throws the guy's arm a little bit. I don't know.
The official there comes across the plate, and I mean in the spot where he should be, but just kind of blocks our camera angle there. And
I think that they wouldn't have said anything if there hadn't been that hard foul down at the other end of the court, you know. They might have let it slip, but after that hard foul, I think they were looking a little bit closer.
Hall gets the easy layup on one end, and on the other side, we're going to get a foul, and it looks like this is going to go against Garrett Griffin, number 5, and that's going to send Lehi back to the free throw line.
I have 1 foul on Garrett Griffin. Looks like the scoreboard agrees with me. But double bonus now for Lehi.
Nygren to shoot 2, and he hits the first. And this is where the game, if you're Maple Mountain, you have to watch it, because not just Lehi are they getting open looks at the basket with free throws, they're scoring with that clock is stopped. We're going to get a timeout Lehi here. And that's going to be a full timeout. 4:34 to go. Once again, we'd like to thank the Car Guys tonight for sponsoring our instant replays. Visit the Car Guys at 872 North Main Street. On the web at thecarguysut.net, or give them a call at 801-794-0077. We thank them for once again sponsoring our replays throughout the football season and now the basketball season, as right now a 9-point game. I mean, still plenty of time left. We saw Mountain View last Friday night. I remember saying a minute and a half to go. Maple Mountain's blown this one wide open, and then 3 threes later by Brigham Bateman in a 4-point play, and it's a 1-point ball game with 8 seconds left.
You know, that 3 can change the ball game. You know, I think that has more ability to swing that momentum than a dunk does.
And the big thing will be to watch, of course, with that 10 fouls, that double bonus is so key. Now, Lehi only does have 1 timeout to go. Maple Mountain has all 4. They have, 4 of their 5. But the Golden Eagles will inbound the basketball underneath their basket. Garrett Griffin set to do the inbound. Lehi is going to press. Griffin gets it in to Durant. Durant double in the corner.
A foul.
There's going to be a foul, and that's going to be 1-and-1 now for Maple Mountain on the other end. And I believe that's
clothesline on number 22, or by number 22, Barry.
And that's going to be, I have that for Barry's second.
I concur.
And Abe Durant going to go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1. Durant with 11 points tonight. And a relatively, I love the word you used earlier, a quiet 11 points so far.
Very unassuming Abe Durant. Honest Abe Durant.
First one on its way is long. Loose ball goes to Nygren. Nygren into the front court, guarded by Griffin. Nygren spins back, floater with the right hand. Oh, it wouldn't roll in. Durant pulls the rebound. Durant loses the ball. Barry gets it. Draney underneath the basket for 2.
You need to be aware of what's around you.
Anderson set to inbound. Gets it into Hall. Hall almost puts it behind Griffin, but Griffin able to pull it away. Into the front court. Here's Polson. Polson tries to split the D, goes up strong, and almost gets it to go, but he's heading to the line.
He's fouled. I think that's on 22, Barry again.
And so
they're going to give that to
Nealed,
his third.
And now 2 shots coming here for Cade Polson. Polson's first on its way is good. Polson now with 15. tonight, and a relatively quiet 15 for Cade Polson tonight. Most of the points for Maple Mountain tonight, they've had a couple of runs, but they've been spread throughout the team, and they've come at moments where just key moments throughout the game.
You know, Cade Polson, perfect 6 for 6 from the line.
Now with 16 points, and it boosts the Maple Mountain lead to 9. Neal lost the ball on the ground, picks it back up, gets it to Pittard. Lehi moving the basketball around the perimeter. Gets it over to Barnes. Neal, here's Pittard on the wing. She's looking inside to Nygren. That's not happening. Pittard puts it on the floor, takes it to the rim, lays it in. An acrobatic kind of scoop underhand layup is good. And Pittard with 4. Hall trying to clear it, gets it over to Polson. Polson, a long pass, almost out of bounds, nearly saved, but Draney gets the steal. Draney dribbles it into the front court. Here's Neal. He thought about the 3. In the corner, Barnes couldn't get it to go. Rebound goes, and it's cleared by Polson. He's going to go all the way, and a foul. Polson throws up a shot, banks it in, but they're going to say
it's not the NBA.
It was on the ground.
Not the NBA.
A very good try by Polson and a good shot, but no continuation. And that's going to be the 4th foul against Pittard.
Still in the single bonus. They're not calling that on the shot, or they would have given him that one.
Polson for a 1-and-1, and the first one is good. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
7 for 7. Hope I didn't jinx him right there.
Polson having a good game, heads back to the line. Maple Mountain with Hall, Griffin, Polson, Cromanhook, and that also puts Anderson out there as the second free throw for Polson's good. In the corner, Neal at the top of the key now. Over to Draney. Draney puts it on the deck. He drives into the middle of the defense. We're going to get a foul, and Polson trying to plead the case for a charge, but it's going to be a block.
That's going to go on Cromanhook. His first.
And so 2 shots coming from Marcus Draney. Draney's had a very good game. He's at 18 points to right now pace the Lehi Pioneers, trying to keep them in there.
You know, Draney averages about 17 points a game.
And the first one's good as Chase Berry will check in for Jacob Barnes. Berry moves into the post in between Cromanhook and Polson. The shot goes short. Draney gets his own board and lays it in. 21 for Draney. And now it's a 6-point game. The ball is going to be almost thrown away, and it is. Berry's going to go right at the rim, lays it in. Offensive foul. Berry, it looks like, extended on Anderson as he went to lay it up, and Anderson sat there and took the charge.
You know, there's one of those intangibles we talk about, taking the charge, being in the right spot. Oh, yeah, extending that left arm.
Here's Polson, throws it away. Berry gets the steal, gives it to Draney, who lays it in for 2. And we're going to have a timeout, Maple Mountain, as Lehi has fought themselves back in it. 63-59 with 2:47 to go, and starting to see a little bit of what we saw last Friday night against Mountain View. We're late in the game, especially against that press. Maple Mountain struggling clearing that press.
Got to find a solution to that press. Maybe a long outlet or something like that.
A full timeout call by Coach Averett, and right now when you look at this, I mean, Berry, big athletic 6'5" center, gets the steal, finds Draney for the easy layup.
You know, don't leave your feet with the ball.
What are you talking about? What are you drawing up here if you're Maple Mountain? I mean, I like your long outlet idea. I mean, you got to do something right now because, I mean, trying to break this press for Lehi hasn't been successful so far.
You know, maybe one of those pass down the baseline to somebody else out of bounds and then go long. You know, they have to have something.
And right now, this crowd definitely a lot more electrified than we've seen them throughout this ball game. As at the end of tonight's game, we will name the MVP Sports MVP of the game. You can visit MVP Sports at 72 North Main Street. Give them a call at 801-798-3587. Hall set to inbound, moving along the baseline, gets it into Anderson. Anderson dribbles through the defense, almost lost the ball, gets it over, and now Jaron Hall will pull it out with 2:41 to go.
Slow it down a little bit.
Hall dribbles, goes to the basket. He's going to go up and get fouled, and he's going to head to the free throw line. And it looks like, I want to say, was that?
They're in the double bonus.
And they're going to get Draney. That's his third.
Well, that was on the shot anyways.
Both teams now in the double bonus, so free throws on any foul here the next 2:37. Hall, a big free throw on its way, and he missed it. Hit the front of the rim.
That's uncharacteristic for Jaron Hall.
4-point game. Hall's second free throw on its way, and this one is long again. He missed it. Draney pulls the rebound for Lehi. Momentum heading towards Lehi right now. The Pioneers can pull within 1 with a 3 and 2 with a 2. Here's Nygren with a long 2. That one rolls in. It's a 2-point game. Trying to break the press is Polson. Polson gets it. A cut and a layup is good, and that's Griffin.
Had to stop the bleeding right there.
A big basket there brings it back to a 4-point game. Barry thought about the 3. He won't shoot it. Draney against Hall. Gets off balance and a foul against Paulson. He's not happy about it.
Paulson followed through with that block. Straight up, son. Straight up.
A tough foul against Paulson. That will be his third. Now that's going to send Draney back to the free throw line. Draney wearing number 4. And the free throw is up and good. Draney came in at the end of the JV game and actually played the final 2 minutes of the Lehi JV win over the Maple Mountain JV.
No, I have 25 points for Draney. 26.
It's a 2-point game. Anderson set to inbound.
What is that kid doing playing JV?
I have no clue, and that's going to be a foul in the backcourt against Nygren.
That's 4.
It's going to be 4 on Nygren. Hall's going back to the line to shoot 2. I thought it was the weirdest thing sitting here watching the JV game, and all of a sudden I hear the coach yell, "Hey, I want Marcus," and I'm looking at the roster like, huh, that's interesting. And then here came number 4, which means if this game goes to overtime, he wouldn't be eligible to play in overtime.
You know, there is something to say about, winning at all levels, sophomore, JV, and varsity. It puts a lot of confidence in your program.
Hall hits the free throw, hits the first one anyway. Second one is good as well, and a big clutch couple of free throws for Jaron Hall.
Nice, looks like he's got it dialed in now.
2 minutes to go, 4-point game. Draney on the drive. Kicks it back out to Barry, back to Draney. Nygren in the middle of 2 defenders, goes hard, lays it up, no. Rebound, goes out to Griffin, and here's Polson. Polson all the way, lays it in. And that's going to
rock the cradle just a little bit.
Big outlet to Nygren quickly. Nygren going, we're going to get a foul here against, and I think they're going to get Griffin. 20 points for Polson tonight. Griffin, the personal foul, his second.
As you see the Car Guys instant replay.
And right now heading back for 2, and the first one is good for Nygren. Nygren now with 14 points. This game could be coming down to free throws. Nygren's second one rolls around and it's good. Nygren's got 15. Hall spins around the defense. He's going to drop it and a turnover. Here comes Nygren in the front court. Barry throws up a 3, couldn't get it to go. Draney fighting for the rebound, gets it in the corner. Spins around the defense, throws it up, and that's good. Count the basket. A blocking foul against Anderson, and it looked like he was set to me.
Not only set, but looks like the foul was on the ground because he put it behind the back and then put it up. How do they call continuation on that? Right there, see? He hasn't even put it up yet.
And the thing is too, that replay is Anderson's got the position.
He does.
There's not the oval underneath the basket, and Draney hits the free throw. It's a 1-point game with 1:20 to go. Polson inbound. He's trapped in the corner. Spins around the defense. He's going to go all the way. Drops it off, and Griffin lays it in. A big basket for Griffin.
Huge basket for Griffin.
Minute 8 to go. Draney into the front court. Goes all the way, lays it in. Hall stood there to take the charge. No call. Probably a decent call there for a no call. Hall pressured in the backcourt. Gets it to Polson. 54 seconds to go. Polson going all the way. Tries to lay it in. He gets blocked by Lehi by Pittard. Here comes Nygren in the front court. Over to Draney, who lays it in. And counts the basket and the foul. And Lehi has their second lead tonight, and the place erupts.
I don't know what to say. Cardiac kids.
Draney on the other end, the Pittard block leading there, and Draney finishes it off, and Lehi up by 1 with 46 seconds to go. Draney's free throw is good. Draney now, I have him at 25 points, and Maple Mountain trailing by 2, and they're going to call a timeout with 37.9 to go in the fourth quarter. Inside the Lehi gym, it is going nuts here tonight.
Oh my goodness.
37 seconds to go. You got a couple of different options here, I guess, if you're Maple Mountain, but right now, I mean, even if you score, you still have to stop them defensively.
Exactly. How many turnovers was that?
It's a lot.
You have to control the basketball.
As we see the Pittard block, and here's Nygren once again. Draney, and there's Cromanhook with the foul, and you have to kind of wonder there if you're Cromanhook. You don't want to give him the layup.
Well, that's what I thought he was going for. I thought he was going to take the foul and make sure he didn't make the shot, but he didn't get enough of it, I guess.
I mean, really think of it. It's either got to be two things. It's either give him the layup and not give him the foul, or foul him and make sure he doesn't. But the problem is you don't want both of those. Make the shot and commit the foul.
Exactly.
And so right now, a exciting game and an exciting finish coming here from Lehi High School. 73-71 in favor of Lehi. The Pioneers coming out of Region 4 in the 5A classification. They're in the classification with the likes of Lone Peak and Pleasant Grove, a team that Maple Mountain's going to see on January 3rd at home.
You know, I think the Golden Eagles have had the lead in all but 1 minute of this basketball game.
Here's Jaron Hall. Hall at the top of the screen. At the key, getting it, looks over to Polson. Polson guarded by Pittard. Tries to create separation, loses it on the ground. Neal picks it up.
Got a foul,
Gets it to Nygren. Nygren splits the defense. Gets into the front court.
Yeah, you don't want to foul Nygren. That's a good foul. Nope, missed it.
It looks like we're going to get a foul here, and they're going to send Chase Berry to the free throw line here. So it looks like Anderson commits the foul. Berry's going to shoot 2, and potentially if he makes both of these free throws,
that might put it away.
He could make it a 2-possession game. And that's the 4th foul on Bryson Anderson. Berry's first free throw on its way, and he missed it.
Way too hard. Good foul, good foul. They waited, they didn't foul Rupp. He was Rupp. No, that was
Nygren.
Nygren, yeah. They didn't want to foul him. He's hot.
Berry at the line, misses both of them.
Both.
Rebound goes to Cromanhook.
15 seconds.
Hall. 12 seconds to play. Hall with the basketball.
So
gets it over to Polson. Polson on the drive. Fadeaway jumper short. Rebound goes to Cromanhook, who's fouled.
Cromanhook is fouled.
And Cromanhook's going to go to the line for a big pair of free throws. And that is going to go against Neal, and that's his 4th. And now young Sam Cromanhook goes to the free throw line.
This is a test of nerves right here.
For probably the 2 biggest free throws of his basketball career. 6.3 seconds to go. Cromanhook. His first free throw's on its way, and it's good.
Ice in his veins.
And now we're going to get Dawson Butler coming in the ball game.
Big 6'5" Butler, sophomore.
Griffin going to go to the bench.
Get a little rebound in here just in case it's missed.
Cromanhook ready to go for his second one. On its way, and he missed it.
Off left.
Rebound goes to, it looks like Nygren.
Got a foul.
And Nygren's going to the free throw line. The good news is here, even if Nygren makes both, you still have a shot to hit a 3 and tie the game.
For 4 seconds, you can also bring it down court.
Butler with the foul. That's his second. Nygren will shoot 2. Nobody for Lehi in the key. So they are content with giving Maple Mountain the rebound, and Nygren misses the first free throw.
Huge.
And we're going to have a timeout, Maple Mountain, so a chance here to not just draw something up, but maybe see if you can't get inside.
So go for the tie or go for the win if they get this free throw.
You got 4 seconds, so it's more likelihood that you're probably looking at a 3, but 4 seconds going the length of the court. But Maple Mountain does have the one timeout.
That's true. They can get over the timeline and call a timeout and maybe deal with what, 1 second, 2 seconds left?
Catch and shoot, Paulson off a screen maybe. I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting. Now, if he misses the free throw here, you have to think probably call the timeout, and then you're going to have still not going to have a lot of time to draw something up, but a big early test situation here for the Golden Eagles of Maple Mountain.
You know, it just seemed like this whole game changed when Jake Dixon went out of the ball game.
73-72, that's when Nygren really got going. Dixon was guarding Nygren majority of the night. Lehigh is going to concede the rebound here if Nygren misses. Free throw on its way, and Nygren gets it. Krollman hook to inbound. He'll inbound to half court, Jaron Hall. We're going to get a timeout immediately, 3.6. And what they're saying is they're trying to say, hey, he was not across the half court line. Full timeout.
3.6 seconds. Oh, it should not be coming to this. It should not be. Too many times I've seen these Golden Eagles let their opponents back in the fourth period.
And really a momentum win here if you find a way to win this one. A win over a pretty quality 5A team, a team that very easily could be one of the top 4 finishers in their region. I mean, I think majority of people would say Lone Peak's probably the favorite in their region, but I mean, a chance with Pleasant Grove and American Fork, maybe finish somewhere 2 through 4. And so, I mean, a chance to really have a momentum swinging win here if you're Maple Mountain. Yeah,
the Golden Eagles will be able to test themselves again against this region. That they host Pleasant Grove next year, January 3rd. And then it's on to region.
74-72. There's going to be about 3.6 seconds on the clock. So you have time to catch a few dribbles and shoot. Now the inbound's going to come just from the Lehi side of the court. It's going to be Polson inbounding with Krollman Hook, Bryson Anderson, Jaron Hall. I want to say that's Butler in the corner.
No timeouts left for Maple
Krollman Hook, and Hall mishandles it, and immediately getting it and dribbling out the clock is Barry, and Lehi has found a way to escape 74-72.
And there's pandemonium on the court. Oh my goodness.
Very, very tough ending to that one where the ball just goes through Jaron Hall's hands, and right there was Lehi to pounce.
Yep.
And the Pioneers will stay undefeated with a 74-72 win. We'll check it out on the Car Guys Instant Replay. And right there, just the tough way to end the game.
I don't know, was just a little hard that close or Hall, a little moisture on his hand, I can't tell you, but that not to be able to get the last shot up is devastating. You know they're going to be feeling this one on the bus ride home.
And that might be, I mean, even though it's not going to be a terribly long bus ride, ending the game like that will make it a longer bus ride back down to Spanish Fork. Maple Mountain will definitely have maybe a little chip on their shoulder heading down to St. George, where they'll play Thursday night against Pineview. Saturday night they'll get North Sevier. Now Pineview's a team in 3A. North Sevier is that a 2A or a 3A?
I'm not sure.
It's one of those two. I know it's not a 5A or a 4A. And then they'll finish it up Saturday night with another 4A opponent in Woods Cross. Those games will take place at Dixie State University in St. George.
And I think it's Woods Cross's region who our region is matched up with when it comes to tournament.
Yeah. And so an early chance to, establish yourself in that region or against that region in a postseason game. But boy, what an ending to this one. 74-72 win in favor of the Lehi Pioneers. One of those games where, once again, we saw Maple Mountain not be able to close it out in the end.
You know, my heart aches for these boys, but we still have to do the MVP Sports MVP of the game. So I still have my money on Jake Dixon because, you know, he controlled most of the first half through the third quarter till he got, you know, ejected on some flagrant foul, and the tide just turned right there. So he brought everything to the table. It was for me. It was Jake Dixon's night.
I would agree. I didn't really think about the impact that person being ejected was, having Dixon ejected was going to have, and then all of a sudden you saw, really, I mean, I didn't keep track, but a lot of Tanner Nygren's points came after Dixon came out of the game. You saw him get going. You saw just how dangerous this Lehi team can be if Marcus Draney and Tanner Nygren get going.
Well, I think Jake Dixon also brings a lot of hustle to the team. You know, just by his effort, it elevates the effort of everyone else on the team because it's an example. It is exactly what this team needs.
And so they will definitely, hopefully, have him back for that game on Thursday night. I guess the good news, if you're Maple Mountain, a quick turnaround. You don't have to wait, 4 or 5 days. You probably have practice tomorrow, get on the bus on Thursday, and head down to play Pineview on Thursday night at St. George. The MVP player of the game tonight, presented by MVP Sports, is Jake Dixon for his all-around just good hustle plays and a chance to be able to see just exactly what a hard-fought effort from one guy can do to help his team. Unfortunately tonight, Maple Mountain takes the loss 74-72 to the Lehi Pioneers. The next time that we will see Maple Mountain will be coming up, I believe, on that game on January 3rd when they are at home against the Pleasant Grove Vikings. This weekend, though, the next time Maple Mountain's in action will be Thursday against Pineview. 8:30 tip-off coming from Dixie State University down there in the Coach Walker Holiday Classic. For our entire Spanish 4 Community Network sports team, I'm Ryan Pickens signing off, saying I hope everyone has a good night, and we will see you on January 3rd.